We're set for tonight's main event here on Friday Night Fights, presented by Miller High Life from Chester, West Virginia. The Viper against El Dandy. Augusta native Vernon Forrest has 32 wins as a pro and 25 knockouts. He is the IBF welterweight champion of the world. But for the 30-year-old Forrest, it has been a long, arduous trip to the world title. He finally got his shot in August of last year against Raul Frank. They were squaring off for the vacant IBF crown. In round number 3, an accidental clash of heads. Frank suffered a bad cut on the forehead, and this bout was ruled a no contest. So Vernon Forrest would have to wait even longer. But he'd finally get his shot on May the 12th, and he would dominate Raul Frank over 12 rounds to win the IBF crown. So Vernon finally had his title.
When they finally said in the new world champion, you know, Vernon Forrest, I mean, it just, I mean, everything that I had worked for in my whole entire life, I just appreciated, you know, all the times that I had, you know, walk, ride, or drove, or crawled to the gym, and all the hours and hours and hours that I had put in the gym. It was just, everything just, you know, just came to the forefront, and I just appreciated all that, you know, everything that I had worked for. You know, I saw everything. I finally got the fruits of my labor right then and there. It was just amazing.
Vernon has his glory, and tonight he gets Edgar Ruiz, who has 18 wins and 11 knockouts. We've seen him on Friday nights before, losing to Corey Spinks, losing to Danny Perez on Tuesday night fights. Vernon Forrest, though, is thinking of bigger things, like a showdown with Sugar Shane Mosley. Supposedly there were negotiations, and Forrest has been made to look like the bad guy. He explains his side.
Kushner made his original offer. His initial offer was I think it was $1.2 or $1.4 million or something like that, you know, which is his original offer. So that's your offer, okay? We'll come back with our counter offer. And they come back with another offer. They haven't came back with another offer. The only thing he said was, I made him an offer, he turned the offer down. How you gonna turn down $1.4 million? I can't. I'm not in a position to turn down that kind of money. So no, I did not turn down that kind of money.
Vernon has a parting shot for Cedric Kushner.
Cedric, I wish you stopped playing games in the media. You keep trying to make me look bad. If you want to put your boy up, you say your boy is the best fighter in the world. You say he's pound for pound the best fighter in the world. Stop playing games. Put your boy up. Put your money where your mouth is. Put your boy in the ring, and we'll do it.
Forrest is confident a Mosley deal will get done. So why is he fighting Edgar Ruiz?
I want to keep busy. You know, I'm a fighter. You know, I've been out for a while and trying to win the world title. So I want to keep busy. I don't want to sit around and wait on anybody. I want to keep busy. We're going to fight this fight. We'll come back, you know, a month or two, fight another fight, and we're going to keep fighting.
1992 U.S. Olympian Vernon Forrest, the reigning IBF welterweight champion, fighting in a non-title bout tonight against 28-year-old Edgar Ruiz of Los Mochis, Mexico. Also an Olympian from 1992 for the strategy. It's Atlas's World.
Tonight, Vernon Forrest looks to exhibit his wares against a game, yet overmatched Edgar Ruiz. The path to a Forrest victory should look like this. Draw and counter. Vernon should try to draw the shorter Ruiz in by stepping back and then countering with uppercuts. Be short and crisp. Ruiz has a tendency to throw wide hooks. Forrest should take advantage of these openings with short, crisp punches as he does here. And finally, timing with the right. Ruiz is fairly predictable and comes straight at you. Vernon can time Ruiz's attack and catch him with straight right hands. For Edgar Ruiz to blaze a path through the Forrest, it's more a case of what he shouldn't do. Don't reach. Edgar can reach in with punches like this, or he'll walk into a Forrest counter right hand or a left hook. No lazy jabs. Ruiz must snap his jab, not push it out, as we see here, or once again, he'll get caught with counter punches. And he can't lead. Ruiz must make Forrest come to him so that he can counter and then get out. He must box and move. If he tries to walk in or just stay in front, he'll get lost in the Forrest.
There is Edgar Ruiz. We saw him on Tuesday Night Fights get stopped by Danny Perez. Cut on the left eye. We saw him against Corey Spinks on Friday Night Fights. Lose a 10-round decision. Cut left eye. July of '99. Stopped by David Kamau. Cut left eye. And you get a look over that left eyebrow. He'd stop moving, and you can get a look at where that cut is. And I would hazard a guess that that thing is going to open up in this fight. Vernon Forrest, coming off a win against Raul Frank, had the win against Vince Phillips. We saw him on Friday Night Fights against Santiago Samaniego in August of '99. Win percentage of 76% for his opponents. And the referee is Dave Johnson. Once again, West Virginia rules for this non-title fight. The knockdown rule is in effect. So is the standing 8 count. Fighter can be saved with the bell in the final round only. The referee can stop it. Accidental fouls, they'll go to the scorecards after 3 rounds are complete. So we are underway. Round number 1. Vernon Forrest and Edgar Ruiz. Ruiz told us he was going to try to surprise Forrest. Figures he has to get a knockout to win the fight. He needs to get inside.
If Ruiz does not have a steep enough battle uphill here, he came in the heaviest of his career, 154.5 pounds in this fight, and had to take weight off. Dropped down to 151.5.
Well, and he had the bad cut on June 19th, so that's just a little over 2 months ago. And Forrest's quick hands and that jab could be problematic for Ruiz.
Right now, Ruiz trying to buy some time. With the much more talented fighter in front of him, the world champion, Vernon Forrest. Ruiz using those legs. Not doing what he usually does, Bob, which is come forward. Trying to make an adjustment, Ruiz. Knows that he does not have the wherewithal to come forward and challenge Vernon Forrest. Physically. So he's trying to box, trying to find a way to maybe outmaneuver Forrest.
Forrest told us yesterday, after he was so disappointed with that no contest against Raul Frank, he trained so hard for the second fight. So he said, if I don't win that fight, I'm retired. He retired, said, I didn't want to be like Howard Davis and always come so close and never get that title.
I don't know if it's going to help in the end here, in the final result, but Ruiz is doing the right thing, or the only thing that can give him, at least in my estimation, a chance, Bob, in this fight. Try to box, maybe frustrate Forrest, get Forrest a little over anxious, but not stand in front of the bigger, stronger, more talented fighter. There's always an equalizer. Ruiz is trying to find that equalizer. Movement. There's that counter-punching that I mentioned. The setup of the fight. And Ruiz must not lead. He must counter. Well, that's what he's trying to do.
Ruiz said he had a surprise for Vargas, for Forrest and his boxing.
Okay, guys, there it is. Let's go.
On the breakdown of the fight, talked about counter-punching for Ruiz and then moving out of the way of Forrest. That's exactly what Ruiz did in that spot.
Round number,
he's still there.
Round number 2 underway. Ruiz versus Forrest. Ruiz on his toes in that first round. Fought a very smart round.
Very tactical round.
Punches to the edge of Forrest. Ruiz kind of dictated the terms with the left hand right to the belt line by Ruiz.
Ruiz knows Forrest is a big puncher. Puts punches together well. So Ruiz knows that if he doesn't stand in front of Forrest, Forrest can't get those punches off.
Forrest that Ruiz blocked, still knocked him off balance.
Hey, break, come on.
The trick for Ruiz will be able to whether he can negotiate offense with the defensive maneuvering that he had to do to survive this fight. Can he punch enough in between the spots and still defensively be elusive?
Ruiz opening up. Forrest goes to the body. Ronnie Shields, the trainer of Forrest, said, touch him in the body. Touch him in the body.
Take those legs away. Those legs that maybe, as you alluded to, Forrest did not expect Ruiz to use. Because if you looked at tape of Ruiz, you would have figured you have a guy who fights one way, forward. That's what's great about boxing. You can always come up with a fight plan, a game plan to change up, to adjust. The trick here is Ruiz cannot afford to make any mistakes. If he stays there a little too long, gets a little bit greedy, this fight could be over. That's the big difference in this matchup here, Bob. Ruiz so far fighting a good fight. And he has to fight, I believe, a perfect fight. Forrest can make mistakes and still win.
Good stiff jab from Vernon Forrest.
Don't punch. I'm not taking a break.
He's trying to give angles. Again, make sure Forrest is not able
Let go, get out.
to zero in on him. It was a good uppercut thrown by Forrest. That could be a punch of choice if he can time it right when Ruiz comes in.
Edgar Ruiz on his toes. Vernon Forrest in pursuit.
Here you see Forrest invite Ruiz in, throws that uppercut that misses, but the left hook up top of that uppercut. That gets it. That's the benefit of the combination.
Round number 3 underway. Vernon Forrest, Edgar Ruiz. Forrest puts his punches together. Got a left hand in there. Heading into this third round, Forrest had thrown 75 jabs so far in the fight. Forrest making a conscious effort to go to the body.
Good head, Vernon.
That will change some of the plans of the moving. So far, elusive Ruiz is going to that body.
So Forrest trainer Ronnie Shields said to Forrest, go to the body, go to the body. This guy had to lose 3 pounds, get down to 151.
Hey, break. Let me have it. Come on, both of you, get out.
Hard to understand. Now, I give all the credit. Don't get me wrong. Ruiz, so far, fighting a strategic fight. Fighting the only fight he can fight. With what I believe is a better talent in front of him and have a chance, good counterpunch. Forcing Forrest to reach in a little bit. Ruiz doing a good job so far, but what I can't understand is how, the biggest fight of your life, you come in the heaviest weight of your life.
Well, exactly how much notice did Ruiz have?
Hey, break.
He was idle for a little bit with that cut.
The fight that he had when he got that cut was only 2 months ago. And if he wasn't ready, as we just talked about, then he shouldn't take the fight. What I think Ruiz is doing and was bargaining on is getting Forrest a little frustrated. Looking for one shot, maybe a little bit too much. As the fight goes on, Forrest might start thinking, hey, I'm shouting for Shane Mosley. Hey, this is supposed to be a showcase fight for me. Hey, I'm supposed to knock this guy out. Maybe he get a little over anxious. I think that's what Ruiz and his people may be bargaining on.
Right hand from Forrest. Followed it up with the left hook. Blocks that left from Ruiz.
Ruiz has a clock, like a shot clock in his head. It's not a 24-second shot clock, Bob. I say it's about a 2-second shot clock. Watch him. He doesn't want to stay right in front of Forrest for more than a 2 count.
Ruiz missing. But one of the knocks on Vernon Forrest, an immense talent and a very good record. But the one thing about Forrest, at times he fights inconsistently. And we asked him about it.
You know what?
His
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you how to go knock him out.
performances.
We're going to hit him in the body now, okay?
No, I don't fight at the same level all the time. I admit to that. I fight according to the fighter. So I fight the fighter. I don't fight my style. I don't fight my reputation. I don't fight what people say. I don't fight what the media say. I fight that particular fighter. So whatever that fighter brings to the table on that particular night, then I'm gonna fight and I'm gonna beat that fighter on that particular night by any means necessary. I'm like a Greg Maddox if I was a pitcher. You know, I might not have the stuff that's gonna blow you away like a Randy Johnson, but you know, I still got the stuff to get the win. I'm gonna trick you. I'm gonna throw some fastballs in there. I'm gonna throw some curveballs. I'm gonna trick you. I'm gonna trick you to win. You know, I don't have to overpower you to win.
Right, don't sit in front of him, step on the side all the time.
Styles his game after Greg Maddox.
I
Little
think
junk here and there.
Yeah, I think Vernon Forrest may have been watching Friday Night Fights last week when we were talking about the analogies of fighters in different styles, and we mentioned Greg Maddox and Randy Johnson.
Well, when you fight to the level of your opponent, as Forrest admits, you increased your margin for disaster.
Yes, you do, Bob. Definition of a pro. Consistency, always prepared. No matter what or who's in front of you.
Uppercut there by Forrest. Scored. He throws a nice combination and sends Ruiz down. Got him right on the chin.
That uppercut we were talking about with the shorter Ruiz is the choice of punch going into this fight for Forrest.
Ruiz has been stopped 3 times in his career.
Ruiz stayed in front of Forrest beyond that 2 count I was talking about.
Now Forrest opening it up. Just missed the left hand to the chin. Uppercut has been a successful punch.
Oh, yes, it has. He steps back and creates room for the uppercut. Technically sound Forrest does.
Oh, but he got caught.
Pulling out. He wanted to take a little peek, see what happened to his man, so he pulled back a little bit. He got caught a left hook.
Bouncing left hooks off his head and off the body of Ruiz, follows it with a right uppercut.
Watch Forrest take a little step back and set up that uppercut.
Down goes Ruiz again. 3 knockdown rule in effect.
To me, Ruiz looks like he's thinking about doing something else other than fighting tonight. At this point.
Nah, he ain't gonna make it. That's it. He doesn't even argue. Forrest got him with good shots. Ruiz hung in there. And when he got in Vernon Forrest's range, Forrest opened up. And he finishes the deal in round 4. 2:03 of round number 4. Vernon Forrest with his 26th knockout. Ruiz came in heavy. He boxed through the first 2.5 rounds, but Forrest started to find the range. And Teddy will take a look at the first knockdown. Perfect shot to the chin.
Picking the right punches, very important in that squared circle. And Forrest knew how to pick the right shots. Takes a little bit of a step back, invites the aggressive Ruiz forward. And there's that right uppercut, followed by a left hook and another right uppercut. He knew what punches he wanted to throw, Forrest, with the shorter Ruiz. Here's the end. And once again, Forrest taking steps back, creating room, throwing uppercuts. And I think mentally as much as physically, Ruiz had enough.
Forrest landed 22 of 45 punches in that 4th round.
He's still on my mind, baby. I ain't forgot about you.
Landed 20 power shots. 2:03 of round number 4 in a non-title bout. IBF welterweight champion Edgar Ruiz gets stopped by Vernon Forrest, the
The best promoter in the world.
IBF welterweight champion. We'll talk with Vernon, but first we'll check in with Kevin and Max.
V103.
All right, fellas, thanks very much. Vernon Forrest did absolutely nothing to dispute what Max said prior to the bout. And I want to mention this. The folks at home didn't hear this, but prior to this fight, Max accurately predicted a fourth-round knockout. He certainly was impressive indeed.
Yeah, Vernon, you know, they're talking about before this fight that Mosley's people are talking about $1.5 million for Vernon. Vernon wants $2 million. I have an idea, a suggestion maybe.
What's your idea, Max?
Maybe 1.75 is the number and they can get this thing on.
I tell you what, it would certainly make for an interesting fight. Again, that uppercut was vicious. In the early going in this bout, he really didn't move as well as perhaps a Sugar Shane would move, but clearly he took care of business. And a reminder, everybody, we have this programming note. Classic Boxing comes your way Tuesday on ESPN Classic. The great George Foreman.
This is not facetious. Classic is the greatest station in the history of television. This is, you know, where was this 15 and 20 years ago?
I tell you
me
what,
crazy.
I know.
Better late than never.
At least we have it now, right?
That's right.
Don't forget, folks, that comes your way Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. We're going to head back out to West Virginia and check in with Vernon Forrest after this quick break on Friday Night Fights. Don't go away.
Vernon Forrest takes care of business in round number 4. He drops Edgar Ruiz for the second time in the round. The bout is stopped at 2:03 of round number 4. The 26th knockout win for the reigning IBF welterweight champion Vernon Forrest, who joins us right now at ringside. And Vernon, Edgar Ruiz was on his toes early, and I heard your trainer Ronnie Shields say, touch him in the body, you'll slow him down. It seemed to work pretty well.
Absolutely. First of all, I'd like to thank God for giving me this victory. I'd like to say hi to Rick Perez, Autonet, Ken Lowe, Players University, and V103, big station in Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah, the guy came out moving. I was expecting him to come to me. You know, I watched his tapes, and normally he'd come to a guy, but I was very, very surprised that he came out boxing.
Well, you're able to get the right uppercut in there in the 4th round a couple times, and that really stunned him.
Well, I wanted to look impressive. I wanted I guess, send a message out to everybody else. And so I went out gunning. Ronnie is a great trainer. He calmed me down in the corner and say, look, man, you know, go back to what we worked on in the gym. And you know, I'm a student of the game. I follow my trainers. I went back to the, remember that. I went back and followed my trainer's advice and went out there and took care of business.
Teddy?
What's next for you?
I don't know. My advisor, my manager advisor, Al Heyman over there, he's off camera. We got a strategy planned out. Hopefully we can get the big fight unification. If not, then we're going to keep on working. This is my job. I love fighting. I'm going to keep on working.
Now, we played the interview with you talking about Mosley and Cedric Kushner, and you said, how could I turn down $1.4 million? Is it just a matter of small details to finally get this done?
That's all it is.
Max said you should get 1.75.
Well, that's Max's opinion. Max got that big Max, you got a big contract with ESPN. Hey, you didn't go for the first offer, did you? You settled down and you went and you waited and you know what your market value worth, and you stuck to your guns. You got what you wanted and you got what you deserve. I want to do the same thing.
But you won't let money eventually stand in the way.
No, absolutely not. It's a fight that boxing wants. It's a fight that I want. Shane Mosley, he also wants that fight. We're gonna get it done.
And there's another teammate from '92 that you've been calling out too, huh?
Oh yeah, Oscar. You know, we go way back. Ever since we were 16 years old. I love to get an opportunity to fight Oscar. I'm sure Oscar looking for some big names, opponents that he want to get in there with. So hopefully we can get it in there and get it going.
No trouble with the weight or anything like that,
No.
right?
Actually, IBF wanted me to come in a little heavier. You know, 150 was, you know, I wasn't used to fighting the heavy, but I carried the weight pretty good, and I felt my strength, and I was happy with my performance.
All right, Vernon, congratulations. We look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you.
Pride of Augusta, Georgia. Vernon Forrest able to get things done at 2:03 of round number 4. Max, you're negotiating for Vernon, and he likes what you're talking about as we send it back to Kevin and Max. Guys?
You know, Vernon's absolutely right. We in the media always are kind of criticizing guys for negotiating, but everyone does the same thing. It's always about more money, more money, more money. But Vernon, I have an idea. You take my contract, I take the 1.4. But then again, if you have to fight Shane Mosley for that 1.4, maybe not.
Maybe not, yeah.
Maybe you sit here and talk about him. It's a little easier.
A lot safer for you, too.